Hey there, this is a YouTube only episode, off stream episode of Factorio. Discussed this a little bit with my viewers in Discord after the last episode, and we realized that I'm probably going to go way over the how long to beat for this game. I guess if you're watching on YouTube, this isn't going to be that much different, other than I won't be talking as much, I won't be responding to chat, I won't be interfacing with any new technologies. And I might fast forward parts of this. That's what I do when I record off stream RuneScape videos, as I fast forward whenever I'm not talking, since there's not a lot to see. So what I plan to do today, I guess I should say what I don't plan to do. I'm not going to touch any new technologies, so they might continue to research, but I don't plan on actually using any of them. And I won't do anything that I haven't done before on stream. I might do something I've done before on stream that's deployed at scale, but I won't. Even if I've already researched something, I won't start crafting things that I haven't used before. I have a lot of goals that I want to do. I have no idea how much time I'm going to spend playing this off stream. It could be just this one time. It could be every morning until I play it again on stream next week. So I don't want to go into too much detail about the plans that I have, but the main thing that I want to work on right now is basically wiping out my original base and completely redoing it and streamlining it. So what I've done, I'm not going to pull up the spreadsheet here. I might show it later at the end of the video. I made a spreadsheet that is just a list of all of the assemblers and processing units that I have, like furnaces, across the entire map, not including this new base that we just built at the end of the previous episode. So I have a count of how many of those I have for each kind of item that I'm creating. So I know that I have, for example, 5 electric engine unit assemblers and 1 yellow inserter assembler, that sort of a thing. I'm going to try to just recreate those final counts and just do it in a way that is less spaghetti nightmare. In the process, I'll probably have to make a bunch of roboports because I don't want to disassemble things manually. I just want to have a bunch of roboports so that robots can do it while I'm running around. And I'm probably not going to have a lot of talking to do unless if something interesting happens in the process. So what will likely happen is I'll just mute, and then we'll fast forward the muted parts, and I'll pop in to speak up if anything cool is going on. So I'm going to go ahead and start the clock here and mute and get started working on this. See ya. Oh, and I guess I should say I'm going to save my end of stream save just in case I completely screw something up and need to go back and recover it later. Hopefully that's not the case and this is just fine. Or I guess if I don't finish rebuilding stuff, then I'll want to just go back to the save, and if that's the case, then you didn't see this on YouTube anyway, so who am I even talking to right now? This is kind of interesting, just zooming all the way out. I'm just trying to set up a RoboPort network all across my original base, just destroying stuff along the way, because who cares, you know? Trying to make a blacklist for deconstruction here. I don't want them to destroy any of this stuff. So if they destroy electricity, then it causes a problem for other things. I think that's fine. I think as long as I don't allow them to destroy anything electricity related. Maybe I'll leave the pipes too. I'm going to clean those up later as well, but let's do all the chests too. Okay, I think I need to make a bunch of yellow chests if I understand things correctly. So I'm going to work on that and place them somewhere in the center here. This is amazing. This is what the dream was all about, right? Just selecting, destroy everything, put them all in these chests. Make sure I got plenty of these here. Probably gonna have to select more soon. This is the greatest thing. I love this the most out of anything. People are talking about like disassembling your whole base with robots. I don't know what I was imagining how it was gonna work, but I guess I wasn't expecting it to be this beautiful. I'm gonna have to worry about getting cold of these boilers. Let me look into that here. Oh god, the robots are all going to my other network because that one's the closest. Well, this is about to be an extreme shit show. Everything else is out of power. Well, hopefully that coal gets down there quickly. Guess I can probably pick some up here. Manually load some of these boilers. This was a huge mistake. I should have loaded an autosave as soon as I saw that power ran out and all these bots were heading down south. This is going to take forever to recover. I'm going to try. Okay, so I think I understand what the problem is. You can't just place enough roboports for full coverage. The more critical thing it looks like that you need to do is also place a ton of roboports that just exist for charging. So I'll make a bunch of those around my yellow chest in my main base. Head back there and restock these guys here in a second. Alright, I think I've nearly recovered from my giant mistake. I have to wait for all these robots to finish pathing back up here. But I was able to manually pick up most of them. So I'm going to head back into my base, replace all of these robots, and also place a bunch more roboports just for charging purposes. Now I realize if they're all in the same network, I don't have to load them all separately. That makes more sense because I'll just try to go to any other ports that are available. Gotcha. Makes more sense than how I thought it worked. Need to make more yellow chests. Just realize that I am definitely at using max power for this for the first time ever, even after shutting everything down. So I'm going to try to add some more steam engines and pumps, which I haven't done in a really long time, so I'm going to try to figure it out here. So I was trying to clear out space to make more boilers. I made a quick blueprint out of it, but I don't think it's going to be necessary just because they're already done dismantling everything. I just got to go through and clean up all of the unnecessary extra robo ports now. First order of business, I think, is to make a power grid. Clean up all these messy power lines. Okay, since I don't think I need the construction bots at the moment, I think I'm just going to tear down everything that's electrical. So, I probably just have to do that manually because I can't really have the robots do it. They'll lose power in the process. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, though. I might try to take out all this piping too, because it's kind of a nightmare. Just a little bit. This is pretty awesome. I'm using them to pave this area. They're probably going to run out of stone before they can do all of it, but if I can put some bricks up here. Probably not that simple. That seems like that's the way to pave a huge area if you've got enough stone for it, which I don't, but I'll keep that in mind that I could easily pave this whole area if I'm smart about it. Okay. We'll see. I got my new mall set up down in the south there, filling up lots of boxes full of stone, so I might try to use that to do as much of this as possible. That's so beautiful to see, though, the yellow chests. Warms my heart. But I need way more just to pave this area. Alright, I'll do it later. I guess I should just stop digging around and finish my main objective here, which is to redo my electrical grid, so I'm going to work on that now. Placing yellow chests here, 10 by 10, because I think I can reach in a 10 by 10 grid. These might end up needing to be moved eventually, but I think putting them here is fine for now. I'm going to see if I can take advantage of robots to fill these chests, get everything sorted into these chests instead of in all my random steel chests that are all over the place. I don't know if that's going to work, but I'm going to give it a try. Well, it seems to be working well enough. I didn't think about this as a usage for logistics robots when we were talking about it before. I was like, yeah, I don't really need things that resupply me, but using it to see the whole time when I saw trash slots, I thought trash just meant literally throw it out. I didn't realize it meant no, it would pick it up and try to put it in a yellow box if it could. So that definitely simplifies things for me. Must be sort everything in one central area. I formally apologize to everyone who was telling me that logistics was so great. Now that I understand how, I mean, like, it seems like the trash slots are the most important part of logistics, honestly. I think I'm trying to figure out how auto trash works, but it looks like you specify the items here, and when you specify a cap, it trashes the ones above the cap to make sure that you have a set number in your inventory. That makes perfect sense. I think I get it. Telling it basically always trash this if it's in my inventory. Okay. I think I am going to go ahead and try to set up a second line of boilers, especially if I'm going to become very dependent on this soon. Go ahead and let these chests fill up first, I suppose. It being auto trash makes this a lot easier. I'm glad I understand how it works now. Never should have ore on me. And I should be able to manually sort all of these chests just by changing logistics filters and dumping them. So that'll be nice. That way I'll also have full chests versus partial chests. This is very similar to the quick stacking in Terraria that I love so dearly. All right, I'm working on it. All right, I want to take a stab at picking up all that stone that I asked to chest down here. Um, I might see what I can do to make sure that all of that stone is getting chested because I do want to pave this entire base area if I can. While I'm here, I'm going to try to make more use of this stone and start making some landfill because I think I'm going to need it soon. I'm more and more seeing the value of logistics, so I'm making these little handcrafted things, and then when I get back to my base, I don't have to worry about manually restocking all this stuff. I get it. I was wrong. I apologize. I had to actually start using it to understand the error of my ways. I guess it's just kind of a trap when I'm like, so what does it do? And when I see like the word trash, I see why they called it trash, but I don't think that very accurately reflects what it does, you know. That's so nice. Okay. Let me see how much I can expand the paved area here. Probably not a lot, since I am so far away from the place that's actually producing the bricks. What I'll do is I'll pave the entire area that contains oops, shit, roboports. This is magical. I'm actually going to get most of this paved here. I'll have to go on another train ride to pick up some more of it, but wonderful. I know that has a pretty nasty effect on pollution because now there's no longer grass that's draining here, but that's fine. Come a long way. I'm going to make a save here. I might still end up reverting back to the end of 0210 stream if I don't finish rebuilding things by next week, but I don't want to lose all this work. I think I definitely do need to build another set of boilers down here. I need to extend the network out a little bit too. Probably gonna have to go sneak out and grab some more landfill, so might do that. See what the machines have made. No, almost enough stone for that whole project. It's pretty cool. I guess I may as well, let's see here. Once I get down to my new mall base, I may as well pave the mall base too, or at least ghost pave it. Have some of the bricks handed off into logistics chests. But I don't have any on me right now. All right, well, I'll do that later. That shouldn't be that big of a deal. Apparently, gotta get some construction bots here. I didn't realize how few I was running on. Bring them back down with me after this, I suppose. Okay, it looks like I was able to set up a second set of boilers here. Just gotta run back and grab some roboports to extend their range a teensy bit here. Do need to clean this up so I know what I'm looking at. Yeah, logistics chest makes this whole process way easier. Since I got this huge network here. Okay, doubled my power. So I've got possibly just enough water that I could do that one more time. 72 megawatts. Cool. Just have to continue to comment on how beautiful this is. Wonderful. Get that paved easily. Using them to cut down trees is also amazing. I get it now. I understand. Kind of fun going back after all this time and setting up a nice clean grid like this. Ooh, it looks so much better than whatever nonsense I had going on before. All right, I'm going to head back down, pick up some more stone. Wow, that's crazy. I cut off one thing up here. Totally screwed up my network. I'll go back and fix it here soon. Didn't realize I was doing that to myself. All right, I have got a absolutely beautiful setup here. Very happy with this. Um, this took me all day. This is almost 4 hours. This would have been a whole stream of nothing. So I'm glad I did it off stream. I'll probably, if I'm going to end up going with fast forwarding, then I'll probably stitch this with my next recording. I got to prep for stream here soon. I kind of want to look around and see what else there is to do here first. So I'm going to leave here in a second. Yeah, there's a lot of cleaning up I can do here still, even with this grid. Like, probably don't need to use too small. Um, holes in order to connect in the robo ports. Probably replace those all with medium ones. But I think I'm going to head down to the mall base, see what's going on down there. Grab some stone, come back, let some of the stone pre-place, and I think we're on really good schedule to build some factories here. I like this shape. I don't know if this is going to work for factories and stuff, but I could fill in my grid with substations like this and have full electricity coverage. I think the problems end up being that they take up so much space. So I might try to do this and then build around it. And if it doesn't work, I can always tear the substations down and replace them with regular ones. That looks good though to me. Probably should have been doing a cut and paste for the grid pattern, but it'll be easier to do now, I think. In either case, I'll mess with that later. Let me go see how much more stone I can bring down here. All right, I'll see you in a couple seconds from your perspective. Hey, good morning. I'm going to keep working on factory optimization here. I think the thing I want to work on right now is finishing depleting the crappy ore resources in this main base. I'm going to use those to make some things that I'm going to want. I want to build a ton of efficiency modules so I can port them around to all of my miners and reduce my pollution cloud because that's starting to make me a little nervous. So that's going to involve getting plastic set back up and then getting kind of a temporary factory set up for the ore that's left in the base, which isn't very much, but I'm going to try to burn through as much of it as possible. I don't think any of that's going to be interesting, so it's likely this will be entirely fast forwarded. I guess I'll pop in if anything crazy happens. I want to point out this is not my intended final form of this place. I just want to try to burn through some of this excess ore, clean it up off the map. That's all we're here for. And it looks like it's working, more or less. We should at least be able to get all the iron out of here without too much trouble. Alright, and I probably have a call coming up, so I'll likely just be quiet through the whole thing. I might be able to mute if something interesting's happening and come up and say what I'm doing. See ya. There's a couple biter nests that I'm getting worried about, so I'm going to go out and try to scout, take them out. Probably pick up some more stone to bring back here, start distributing the productivity modules, and then I'll probably be quiet because I'll be on this call. So I'm just doing super boring chest management here. I guess I can talk through my logic, and I'll probably talk through it on stream. But I've got a grid of logistics chests that are just the raw materials, and then the first tier process materials like plates and steel. Um, just realized that that translucent is kind of hard to see if there's any text down there. Maybe I should just bite the bullet and make it opaque. Yeah, I guess you're not missing out on a ton of information in the lower right corner. It's not the end of the world. Um, then I have my spreadsheet, which I'll probably show by the end of this off-stream episode. And what I've basically done is I've organized everything by how complicated it is, how many uh, prior recipes have to go into it, and I'm kind of organizing it by that level of complexity. So, like, everything on the bottom level only requires one processed ingredient to make. The next level is a couple processed ingredients, and then so on. So, I'm going to try to finish organizing these just so that I can manage them better going forward. And then I'll try to get to actually building my factories, because this stuff you've seen me do on the fast forward is just to kind of establish an initial base of things, and also to deplete some ore. I don't think I'm going to deplete this copper ore. It might just make the most sense to say fuck it and leave it and not worry about it. We got one that ran out finally. I think there's too much copper here for me to reasonably get through all of it. I might also try to find something else to do with this stuff. Like right now, I think I got my ratios wrong. Thought I needed this number of copper cables in order to make this number of green circuits, but I must have mathed it wrong. So I'll try to think about that and figure it out. But the plan is to tear all this new stuff down. I still want to go through and clean up all of the electric grid. I think I want to get away from ever having two of these regular poles chained together. It's just a little bit stressful for me to adjust the electric grid because it risks shutting everything down, and that would be bad at this point. So I'm back on chest management. I'll probably be quiet for a while, but I'm off my phone call, so I potentially have more room to talk. So I kind of want to go over what I'm doing here. I know it's not still great. I've more or less finished cleaning up all of the excess electric poles and stuff. But kind of my main objective at the moment is just to make a bunch of items that I need lots of that I've been handcrafting this whole time and just crate them. I don't think I need to have factories that are just always building electric miners or filter inserters. 'Cause I don't know that I'm going to use that many of them. I'm sure people are thinking you have no idea how much of this crap you're going to use eventually. Um, but while I'm running around cleaning stuff up, I want to at least be using these resources that I'm trying to clear out. I'm trying to get rid of all of the nodes that are still in my base. So that's namely all this copper. I think I'm finally starting to run out. Thank God. Just trying to clean up the copper, to be honest. The copper, the coal, and I've finished off the iron. I need to figure out if there's something I can do with the stone. Maybe I can make some rails with it here or something like that. Yeah, just trying to bank a bunch of resources for the logistics network so that when I come back to the base, it'll refill me on things like miners, that kind of a thing. Upcoming, my goal that should be here soon is to rebuild. I have that spreadsheet that's a list of all the assemblers that I had before I tore everything down, rebuild all of that in a single place. I'll probably involve me tearing things down. I don't know if this is the way to go with roboports, but I've basically surrounded my logistics chest central area with a bunch of extra roboports around my big power poles, just so that they can recharge faster and don't have to travel so far to recharge whenever they're refilling me when I'm here. I'm sure there's a much more efficient shape for that. But I got about an hour left today, so I'm going to keep moving here. I'm probably just going to stitch this all together into a single, extremely fast-forwarded VOD. I don't know how watchable it's going to be with all that fast forwarding, but I suppose we'll find out. I know this is silly having this box, but the ore that's here is driving me crazy. I just want it to go away, and I can't fit out of this belt because the train is too fast for it. All right, I'm back to work. Hey, good morning. I'm going to go over my original How Long to Beat estimate, just an off-time play here. And most of this has been very inefficient and chill, so hopefully the fast forward kind of gets you past that stuff. Um, I am going to try to clean up my railroads a bit. I know I actually need to get around to building the factory, but I'm trying to put that off for as long as possible here. So I'm going to try to make sure that my railroad is outside of the main factory area, so I just have this room is completely open to build. I might also eventually move the steam engines out of the south part of it, maybe move them up here to this water. I guess the problem is that that's the source of most of my pollution now that I've put efficiency modules in all the miners. So I don't know if there's a better thing to do with those guys, but I'll think about it. So yeah, moving this part of the rail line out of here, cleaning things up a little bit, and then maybe I'll start trying to build stuff. Fortunately, this setup I have is incredibly janky, with most of the stuff just being carted in from very far away by red belt too. So I'm sure someone watching is screaming, "What is wrong with you? What are you doing? This is an offense against God." Um, but I just want to start building a big central factory that I can expand later with more trains and stuff. So I'll be muted for a while. Hopefully this is watchable on fast forward. I honestly don't know if it's going to be watchable or if it's just going to be a shit show. It'll determine whether or not I publish it, I guess. Sitting over here trying to think how to redo my iron mine here. I think there's probably a way to do it that cleans things up a bit, but I haven't really thought about it. I'm gonna go grab some efficiency modules. Looks like I didn't fully stock them. Get that set up. I might just have to redo the whole area to get it to work. I didn't realize this, but I just started using the paste function on the map, which is pretty awesome. So it's easy to line up. Just doing 4x4 grids of these big electric power poles. Big fan of it. All right, I've succeeded, I think, in cleaning up my rail network a little bit. I mean, obviously, it's still ugly elsewhere on the map. There's plenty of diagonals and stuff, but pretty straightforward. I've got, let me see if I can, got a straight loop here between the East Iron Mine and East Iron Unload. It doesn't use my main network at all. The copper unload northwest is sharing this copper mine, but I might try to give it a dedicated copper mine in the future. Any rail that was previously going through my base has been removed. I am expanding my electricity grid. I don't need to expand it super far, but probably just to the areas that I've currently reached out to that have ore around them. I have this outer rail, which is not, I don't actually intend to expand that far, but that's just range of the uh, biters, so I can go out and hunt them down. If they get close, I can get out to the edge of my map pretty quickly. So I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's getting close to time for me to start working on building the factory. I think I'm doing a bunch of rote stuff because I'm putting off the factory, because the factory is like a creative decision and the rest of this is like a chill, busy work thing, going around building the grid, that sort of thing. So we'll see where I end up. Okay, I don't think I have anything else that I can do to delay just getting started here. So I'm going to pull up my spreadsheet that's just a list of all of the factories I previously had, and I'm going to try to at least recreate those. I think part of the goal here is I don't have enough materials to make everything, obviously. I might end up having to split it between this old base and my new base. Oh, I do have something that I can do while I'm pulling up the spreadsheet. I gotta go finish putting efficiency modules on the coal miners in the northeast. So I'm gonna go do that real quick. Um, Haha, I don't have to do something. But anyway, yeah, I'm not clear on the total amount of input ore that I need in order to uh, be able to do all the things I want to do. So I'm going to try to figure that part out. I think I had about this much ore previously. It's confusing because I was running a ton of different miners before, and they all had different belts feeding to different like smelters. So I'm actually not sure. Um, I'm not sure how many belts I need with materials to be able to at least rebuild my previous factory, but less terrible looking. But I'm gonna start working on it. See what we get. Oh man, putting 3 in here. I mean, it's less good than 2 because you're only getting an additional 20% reduction, but it really reduces the overall energy consumption. And I handcrafted or not handcrafted, but earlier I built that factory and made a ton of those efficiency modules. So I really want to get my pollution down. So what I might do is just run around really quick, doing whatever I can to delay building factories because that involves creative decisions. Just busy work. Go to every miner and see if I can load them all up with 3 modules. Now that I think I have more than enough modules to do that, and I can always move them around later if I start building more factories, miners in the future. I guess this will give me an opportunity to test that my new rail network is fine. I think it is, but abundance of caution, something, something. Could probably repurpose this copper mine since I'm nowhere near saturating it. probably add it onto the network here and add it to this mode up here. I might figure that out later. I don't need it right now, but good to keep in mind. Excuse me. Okay, all the miners now have 3 efficiency modules, so I no longer have an excuse not to start working on this. I'll give it a try. I probably should just build it. Like this, I have this optimization anxiety that I'm going to build something that still isn't optimal, but I guess no one's going to, right? So as long as it's better than what I had previously, which is inevitable at this point, to be honest, I think that's really what matters. So I'm going to try to do that. I feel like I should make a boatload of steel furnaces here. Probably going to need more than I was using before. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out. I think I want to leave. I think I want the smelter lines to be in the dead center of the electric grid because I was trying to put it as close to the edge as possible, and I think that's a bad idea because I need room for more belts, and the belts are going to bump into these big poles, so that's why I just built something and then deleted it. So let me try to figure out how many tiles that is. One. Okay, I have a bit of an issue. I think I need to bring in a second line of iron, so I'm going to try to do that now. This might end up completely negating the need for that second mall base to the south, but at least taught me some things, so it wasn't a waste of time. So I think the thing I have set up here of merging in a second shipment of iron would work. Um, oh, did I not finish building all this stuff? Shoot. I think it would work, except the issue is that my red belts aren't fast enough for all this material. I'm merging them over here, but it's not particularly mattering because the issue isn't. Well, let's see. Now that I've got the extra ones coming in, I guess if they never make it to this belt, then I know that the issue is belt speed. Because what I'm doing here is in order to keep everything symmetrical and not have to have an extra tile, I'm sending this belt backwards and then sending everything down to uh, here to make the steel. But I think I have to make the steel on a single line and then make the iron plates on a separate line. Basically, split off the belt over here, which is fine. I can do that. I just thought I could get away with it doing it this way. So I'm just going to see what happens as the ore comes streaming in here. Yeah, I think that's the issue. Okay. Well, I can fix this. It's not the end of the world. It's just kind of annoying. I think I arrived on this shape correctly. I think this works. This gets me a full board of steel. And I just have to use a tunnel to get the steel out of there. This is a beautiful thing right here, having these four different materials lined up and saturated. All right, so I don't think I actually want the belts to be that close together, but my whole plan here was to just try to get them in the same place, in the same source, so I can do some splitting and moving them around after this. So I don't know if this shape is helpful, but helps me to visualize room for like doing splitters on either side of it. We'll see if I regret this. Okay, so I've started out by making all of the things that are made by iron pipes alone. I'm going to see if there's now stuff that I want to make that uses a combination of these ingredients. So let me figure that out here. So this has all been fast forwarded. I've just been doing this silently, but this feels really good to do. I mean, this definitely isn't perfect, but it looks way better than what I previously had. And I'm starting to understand why circuits are designed the way they are. I'm getting an intuition for it from Factorio. It's that kind of thing where there's a natural niche the design reflects over time, you know? That's pretty cool. Okay, I have done everything now except science. So I'm going to try to get science set up. I can do, well, everything except science and liquids. I'm going to come back and do liquids here in a second because I really need to think about how I'm going to organize that. It's going to be kind of a shit show. Here is the setup that I have. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it looks like it gets the job done pretty well, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Um, I'm going to see just how easily I can get products out of here. What I've basically done, which you maybe not have seen in the fast forward, is I have a supplier chest, a logistics chest at the end of each of these chains that only accepts 200 excess items. I figure that way, whenever I come back to base, if I do need any of this stuff at all, they can just pull it from the factories, and the factories can temporarily make it again. Um, and I think the nice thing about having the chest there is that it's pretty easy for me to expand out and replace it with something else, which is what I'm going to work on now. So let's do sciences in order. Copper plates and gears. I'm looking up the ratio for sciences. Five red, six green, five black, 12 blue. Okay. 565. Okay, I've rebuilt everything that doesn't include liquids. So I got red, green, and black science. I gotta try to set up blue now. I am a little worried that resource count isn't great right now, that I'm like starved for stuff somewhere. So I might need to look into how I can get more resources fed in here. Because that's the issue with science at the end of the day, is that I do plan to keep making science indefinitely. So later I'll try to review and figure out where my backup is. Okay, I think I found a backup. I was making a unlimited number of ground pipes. I might still end up having iron plate issues once these get to full usage. So I'll see what all I can do about that. It just occurred to me that I could copy this entire insane factory and just build it somewhere else on the map. But I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon. You know, I think I have wasted steel plates here. Let's see if I can recover some of them. Okay, I think that worked. Basically, I had a bunch of idling steel plates down here, and I was able to split them off. I mean, it's not very pretty, but I think it worked. So we'll see if that helps with what seems to be my choke supply. So I think I'm going to get a new oil field running here. Um, there's one due south of me that has better yield than this one. And I kind of want to start from the lower right corner anyway, so I'm going to head down and grab that now. We had set up a wiring thing that Walter had helped me with for cracking. I had a pump somewhere in this equation. I don't remember where it was, so I'm going to load my end of stream save just to see if I can find it. Maybe even make a blueprint out of it, and then carry it with me here. It's weird seeing this old map. was a different time. Okay, this was the setup. Okay, I think I have the screenshots I need to figure it out. I'm going to try to make it look less terrible this time, at least. I don't know if it's possible to do liquids without it being ugly. Might not be. All right, sulfur's done. I gotta get iron plates down here and other stuff, but I'll do iron plates first. You can use copy paste, which is very nice. Okay, I made a copy so I could double up my sulfur and plastic bars without getting in the way of liquids, and that may have been wrong. I'm sure I'll get corrected when I do the live stream. But do have plenty of setup now, even though it's a liquidy nightmare down here. Happy that I quarantined these liquids because I don't want to deal with this. This is terrifying to look at. I don't want to look at it any longer. I'm probably going to go ahead and make. I didn't have a factory making cliff explosives, but it would be nice to just build up a bank of those. So I'll probably get that set up here in a second. I'm going to try to get the rest of the liquid associated technologies running. Okay, I've officially built everything that I previously had. Started out looking pretty clean in the no liquid section up here. I'm pretty happy with this over here. Got lots of room to change things up later if I need to. Less happy once I started using underground belts and porting everything down here by the liquids. This is pretty nasty. I am kind of having an issue right now where I'm burning through way too much sulfur. I probably need to wait for a stream to get some feedback as to what the problem is. I don't know if it's lack of water or lack of petroleum or what the deal is, but something's not great. I will try to figure that out. Getting some radar dishes and turrets destroyed. I'm trying to deal with them here. Glad I built this where I did. Okay, I went and added a ton of oil refineries, which is probably bad for pollution, but I should probably replace them with cracking. It's just annoying and takes up a ton of space, so probably something I'll work on later. Uh, that's incorrect. Why is that happening? Oh, me gusta. Oh, it's not good. That seems to have solved my sulfur problem, so when I come back, I'll think about some more cleanup. Like I said, I don't want to do any content that would be new based on what we've done on stream. I might go around the outside and kill some more of these fighters, and I still want to do some more cleaning up of the rail network. I probably want to saturate all of the ore nodes that I'm working on with miners, because right now a lot of them are like maybe 10% saturated max, and then see if there's anything else I can do. But I think this was the main objective, and this is why I didn't want to do it on stream, because it was over 10 hours. I'm already 7 hours over the original How Long to Beat just from playing it off stream. So we'll figure out something to do with it. Went ahead and redirected my old um, red circuit belt. Might help with my blue science. I'm probably not going to bother tearing down that base because I don't spend a lot of time there, and all that's really happening over there, they're making rails and red circuits, so not very clean, but I'll take it. It's fine. Worse things have happened. So you do need 12 blue science to keep up, so I'll try to build those now, I might have the resources for it. I'm actually not sure. Okay, I got to prep for a watch party, so I'm going to pop off. This has been fun, though. See ya. Hey, I'm back. Got a little bit of time. I'm going to work on just cleaning stuff up. So I think I will go ahead and rebuild the labs now that I've got my science running again. I just won't use any technology that gets researched. Probably isn't optimal, but I'm making a chest here, or a bunch of logistic chests for loose science that I'm not able to use. Uh, my thought is I'm just gonna use that to do some spare research. That way, if I pick up raw science by accident, the logistics robots will pick it up, put it in these chests, and it will at least do some research instead of just sitting there forever. Okay, I'm going to start to consider. So I've already made all the factories that I previously had. The next thing I'm thinking about doing is making factories for items that I need a lot of that I never built a factory for. So splitters, underground belts, that kind of thing. So let me sit and stare at the screen for a bit and figure out what I'm going to do with that. I was able to sneak in a couple extra factories here. Uh, Not incredibly pretty, but I guess this is part of why I wanted to leave some empty space to be able to do things like this. So I'm making a box of yellow underground belts and red underground belts, and then I should just be able to use logistics to stay stocked on those. Let me see if I can do splitters now. All right, I'm turning my factory into spaghetti, but I think it makes sense for these one-off things that I would like to produce, but also don't really need for anything else. At least as far as I know. Maybe eventually you use them for something. So I'm looking around looking for other things to do. Hopefully I'll idle. I'm trying to set these boxes to only hold 50 items at a time, so it's only holding up the production line temporarily while I'm using these resources. So we'll see what happens. So technically, I haven't done concrete on stream yet, but I'm gonna give that a shot. Let me take a look. Looks like concrete is a reason to use raw iron ore, so maybe I can use it to start clearing out some of these extra chests that I don't want. Definitely do not want them. Hopefully I can use that to very slowly get rid of all my extra iron ore that I do not need. Definitely won't get enough to pave this entire area, but at least we'll get rid of the ore. I don't want it. Okay, I'm officially out of technologies to research. So next time I do that will be on stream. Works for me. Thought about trying to send more red circuits, but I think that I'm running out of the oil that I found over here anyway, so, or at least I've overextended it. So I just redirected the green circuits. Maybe I can find some use for them. Yeah, I think honestly my work here is done. Come a really long way. This is a completely different factory than what I previously had. Took me a lot of time. Glad I did it off stream. Don't think I could have talked through all of that. It was actually very fun, and I had a blast doing it. It was very meditative, like digging tunnels in Terraria, but also just the sort of thing that I would prefer not to stream. So I'll probably do another one of these, maybe another couple of these off stream, building missions in between live sessions. Next sessions, I'm going to try to just go hard on purple science. I kind of like the idea that I have this big facility over here that's covering just about everything I need in terms of supplies, logistics, that kind of a thing. What I'll probably do, I mentioned that I wanted to set this up to build purple science, and I was kind of changing my mind about that uh, after we discussed it a bit on stream. But it's making more and more sense now because I kind of like just want to start fresh with a whole new set of raw materials and just focus on making science, and then try to port it back to the base. Um, I might sign in. This might not be the end of the VOD because I might still log in one more time to just kind of do a quick tour around the edges of the map and take out these extra biters that have spawned. Because yikes, there's a lot of little biter nests, especially around down here by this mini base. Like that's gonna get really bad tomorrow, or rather, it's gonna be really bad next time we start streaming and I have to use it. So I guess I'll see you then. I Hey there, so I've been itching to play more Factorio. I've got several days until the live stream, so trying to think of things that I can work on that wouldn't really dip into things I haven't done on stream yet. One thing that I'm probably okay with doing is building solar panels. That's a massive project, though. It's one that I might start but not finish because I don't think I'll be able to build enough solar panels to replace my boiler network. Um, so that's the thing I'm going to do last if I still have tons of time before the live stream kicks up. The other thing I'm considering doing while I was going to sleep, I'm starting to visualize Factorio in my dreams. It's like the freaking Tetris effect, right? Um, so it occurred to me that I probably want to be able to make a blueprint of this entire factory if I can get a similarly flat area that I can service with trains and that kind of a thing. And if I do that, then it can't be handcrafting tons of assemblers and furnaces and that kind of a thing. So it's expanding the number of things that I would like to automate the building of. I'm probably going to sit here and see if I can set up furnaces and assemblers and maybe repair kits. Just move them into some logistics chests so that there's a number of them being made constantly. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. I think that, and I'll probably talk about this on the live stream, but construction bots and logistics bots they warp the gameplay loop so much that without really fully understanding the way that logistics chests work and the speed with which robots work and the area they can cover and blueprinting and all of that, it's hard to understand that abstractly until you have access to it. And once you have access to it, like it you want to automate everything. Like I guess you could argue, well, you want to automate everything before you have that network, but once that network's in place, all of that makes way more sense. So when people are like, you should automate everything, even including like mining drills and furnaces, I'm like, why? I only need to make a few every now and then, but now I get it. So let me go ahead and start here. Pick something to work on. All right, I was able to get furnaces done fast. Yeah, I guess I don't. It contributes to the spaghetti, but this is the reason why I left some of these spaces open. So fitting in, it's interesting. There's certain things that I want to build that are literally just for supplying the logistics network, like underground belts and splitters and that kind of a thing. Um, I'm just gonna say that like those sorts of things that I just need them for the logistics network. I feel like I can build in the gaps of my factory without feeling like I'm wasting a ton of space. I'm actually going to see if I can make a chest for yellow splitters because they still have a use case. Oh shit, I did that wrong. Okay, I was able to change this design a little bit in order to set up a yellow splitter case. Probably want to do repair packs. Let me see if I can work on assemblers. That's iron plates, gear wheels, circuits. I could probably make it on this line if I had room. Got extra circuits down here. I also have extra circuits down in the southwest, so I might need to do some combining here. I guess in this case, I have absolutely no reason to hold on to a regular assembler, so I could just pass the production of this unit into one that builds a tier 2 assembler. I don't think that's terrible. It's definitely increasing the spaghetti, though. All right, I have a single factory making assembler 2. It's gross. It's not very pretty, but it's getting the job done. Yeah, I guess the other thing too is that part of the reason I wasn't wanting to automate stuff is I don't want to draw from my main line. But I guess the whole point of logistics chests is that you limit them to 1 or 2 slots, so that once they fill the chest up to like 50 items or a couple stacks, it stops being a drain on resources. Okay, I'm going to try to build accumulators, which I've never done on stream, but I researched them a long time ago and just haven't touched it. So, guessing I need multiple factories for this to be efficient, but I'll just give it a try as is for now. Yeah, it's going to be pretty slow, and I need tons of these. I guess if I just have one sample factory for now, it's not the end of the world. I can still find a use for it, but yeah, building 3 accumulators. Let's try solar panels, copper plate, steel plate, green circuit. Okay, I built a messy accumulator factory and a messy solar panel factory and a messy assembler 2 factory. So we'll see how many of those I get. I think the calculation is that I need like 8,000 solar panels and thousands upon thousands of accumulators. I guess the accumulators won't be a waste of time if I just built those, because they'll help when I'm like using a full fleet of construction robots and straining the network temporarily. So I'll probably get around to trying to place those. I think they just have to connect into the network somewhere. I haven't messed with these before, so I suppose I'll do it now. Put them somewhere where they're not in the way. Somewhere like in this open field seems great. I can always move them later. Okay, looks like these are all working. Certainly doesn't hurt to do this, so I can make a grid of them to place later. And charge up a lot of space there. Nice. I might be able to do a thing like I set up with the I'm not sure if this is an actual strategy that pro players use. Probably not, because everything the pro players are about is not wasting resources. But I could see some value in setting up just a section of the factory that's built. It's assemblers that are directly fed by logistics chests, like this lab is, just so that loose materials are being used throughout the day. Probably want to set up a specific area for that, but I might try to do something like that soon. We'll see. Yeah, I think these accumulators, even if I just have this one like tile of them, I think that'll be worth doing, even if I don't bother with placing the solar panels, because it's just going to help with whenever I hit peak power when I'm like requesting a huge construction bot task. So that seems like that was a good idea. Something I didn't really do on stream. I unlocked it, but didn't actually attempt to build one. But I'm pretty sure I asked about storing power a couple times, and they're like, yeah, that's an accumulator. So the more I'm thinking about it, the more I actually want to do this thing I was talking about. Repurposing some of these raw material chests. I guess the issue is I don't want them to be completely used for other things, because the whole point of having the chests is that it supplies me so I can handcraft stuff occasionally. But I guess we're trying to get away from handcrafting entirely, so. So I need a total of 1,500 accumulators. I have 155, so I'm about 10% of the way there if I decide to go to replacing my network with solar. So that seems somewhat possible. We'll see. Okay, so I've automated assemblers, automated furnaces. Probably should. I did automate mining drills for a little while, and then ended up replacing them But I think I can just do that right here. I think I have all the things I need to make one. Yeah, I'll just make a mining drill factory here, because why not? Yeah, I'm okay with the production line ending here, because it can't really move past the roboports anyway. Okay, well, let's see. What haven't I automated then? Probably don't even need to do... Never need to worry about offshore pumps or pump jacks. Those I can likely get away with just manually crafting. Staying away from electric furnaces because of their footprint. I don't think I use oil refineries or chemical plants super often. Don't need boilers or steam engines. Nuclear stuff I'm going to worry about on stream. I should probably automate repair packs, which I can do from the same line. Okay, that was easy. I think this tab is done, except for these modules. I might want to handcraft productivity module 2. I think this was the result of me clearing out the remaining... No, I researched this one on stream last time. It was the other two that I was ignoring. Because I can throw those in the labs even though they're not researching anything at the moment. And I can probably just handcraft that, to be honest. So let me grab... So let me calculate how many I need. My labs aren't working at full efficiency at the moment, but... 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 19 labs because I'm a maniac. Why would I do 19 and not 20? I'm just going to build a 20th one even though I'm not going to use it, just to satisfy my non-clinical OCD. Obviously this lab format's going to have to change once I bring in another color. It's just, I wasn't using this space. It should be easy enough to move around. Okay, so if I got 20 and I need 2 modules, that's 40 times 5 blue circuits is 200 blue circuits and 200 red circuits. Okay. It's easy enough to support. It's pretty slow. I don't need tons of these, but I could always just build a quick assembler and hand load it. Most of the stuff it needs. Yeah, that's actually going to get, that assembler alone will get it mostly done. And load some to make the regular kind here. Good use for my excess red circuits, I guess. Probably bring those boxes over here and just load them up directly with that. This makes sense to me since it's like a one-time thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this thing run until I get 40 productivity module 2s. That's not something I want to do on stream anyway. Okay, keep looking for things to do. Okay, I end up rerouting my extra green circuits. As I'm rerouting the existing factory, it's getting messier and messier, but it's fine. Like, it's still several orders of magnitude better than the original factory, so. Okay, I have enough productivity modules too. I'm just going to shut this factory down. I keep picking up these accumulators instead of just letting them build up because I want to try to make a blueprint for out here in the boonies. That's nice seeing it servicing the robot network. Pretty useful. So this definitely seems worth doing regardless. Even if I don't place any of those solar panels. I think I need more roboports in here, so I'm going to remove some of the accumulators in the center to make sure that roboports are covered. Try to work on that here. Okay, it's not perfect, but I've got a big accumulator field out here to calculate how many it's ultimately going to be, but it should be enough that if I were to completely replace my steam with solar at some point, that it would support that, and just having all of this battery backup is going to be ultimately pretty nice for running construction bots, that kind of a thing. Currently, how many are there? 539, so we'd have to about triple that. I feel like that's should be pretty possible. I don't think the solar panels are going to be able to catch up with these, but that's okay. Just want the bonus charge. I can always pick up and move this some other time. This should be more than the accumulators I would need if I wanted to replace my network with solar panels. Get my pollution levels way down. That would be super nice. Well, I'm pretty happy with that setup for now. I'll probably come back and keep playing, but take a break from Factorio for a bit. Figure out what I'm going to do. I will catch you later. Bye. Hey, I'm back. I have a few more things I want to automate. I think I want to try to do big electric pole, substation, um, rail chain signals. Probably don't need to do cargo wagons. Really, roboports. If I can find room for it. Trying to see if there's anything else. Don't need anything from the production tab, I don't think. And yeah, I think the rest of the stuff I'll probably do on stream. I might still be able to come up with some cleanup tasks to do around the edges of the map. I should probably automate these yellow storage chests at some point too, but this is probably fine for now. Let's get started. Well, I got some contamination in my line here. I'm going to go back and figure out what the problem is. Bunch of plastic bars with my green circuits. Okay, I got rail chain signals. I've got substation set up. Trying to see what else I got to do here. The radar dishes are a really significant component of my current power usage, so I think I'm just going to go take a trek and dismantle all of them real quick. I wonder if I can just, well, I could say deconstruction, but my robots aren't big enough to take them all out. I think that works from the map view, but I'll go ride the train around and try to take them out here. Yeah, map filter worked. Just have to have my personal robots take them out, I guess. So I just went through and destroyed all of my radar dishes. I think we're probably just going to be okay. At some point, I might go around and try to plant walls around the edges of the base, but for now, I guess if I get attacked, I'll just go deal with it. I think I'm just going to try to constrain my pollution cloud as much as humanly possible. I'm going to see about setting up solar panels to the ones that I've already built. My solar panel setup is extremely ugly, but I don't really care. I'm not planning to go back through this area very much at all once this is done. Yeah, so like I said, this network is extremely messy, very ugly, not symmetrical, kind of killing my non-clinical OCD a little bit, but I think it's going to work. Um, so things I have to do, at least right now, it should be reducing my pollution pretty significantly during the day. Um, since I have two sets of boilers set up to two separate pumps, I might be able to set one pump to shut off at night, basically, when the solar panels aren't working, and have the other one keep running. I'm not sure if that's actually going to work. That might not actually matter. It's probably worth doing just to reduce the daytime pollution. Should cut it in half, I think, ish. Find out soon enough. I have to wait for the live stream to ask how to set the um, pumps to disable when the accumulator is charging things. Because I guess right now the accumulators aren't doing much other than helping me out when I go over my max consumption. Um, that's probably still worthwhile long term. Ended up making. I didn't realize I was basically done, but I only needed to make 1,800 solar panels in order to basically replace my steam engines at my previous max steam engine output. I ended up making about 2,000. So once the accumulators build, I might just be able to deactivate the pumps and see how things go. I'm a little nervous about not having the pumps. It looks like this is worth it, even if I don't do that, simply because my pollution has dropped significantly. Like here it was before I went to the trouble of building all of those solar panels, and here we are now. Um, so even though it's still spiking at night, it's not as bad as it was before. So that's exciting. I think that was worth doing regardless, even though it's an ugly mess. I'll just try to stay out of that corner over there. It looks like a shit show. I don't want to spend a ton of time there. I'll let the accumulators keep slowly building via these worker robots. It's going to take forever, but it'll get done eventually. I might still have a couple other bits of cleanup that I want to do. Maybe clean up the rail network a little bit more, and there's a couple spaces where I can fix up electrical power lines, but anytime I stop recording could be my last time before the next live stream. So we'll see what happens. I'll see ya. Bye. Hey, I'm back really quick. I don't know how long I'm gonna record here, but I was just looking at the map and reviewing like logs and stuff after I saved the game and signed off, and I noticed that the output of red circuits from the southeastern base is way down. So I wonder if like the miners ran out or I created some other problem when I was down there last time. So I'm gonna pop down over there and see if there's a problem that I can fix. Then I'll sign off. Yep, that's the issue. Most of the miners are out. So I'll go ahead and at least replace those. Can you believe these kitties? Oops, I was off mute. I'm still fixing this problem over here. I also think that I've got way too many factories and not enough red circuits, so I'm trying to increase my red circuit output here. All right, I think I fixed the problem. I'm going to head back down southeast and put some efficiency modules on the miners down there. And I think I'm going to sign off. Real this time. Okay, I think I've completely fixed the issue. I'm heading back to base and I'm going to sign off. Cool. No, that was a short one. Thank you. Bye. Yep, I'm back. This will probably be my last day of recording. I know I've said that I'm rapping a couple times, but Factorio keeps drawing me back. But no, literally, I go live with this game on stream in a few days, and I want to make sure that I get this fast forwarded recording onto YouTube so that people can watch it. So I am going to do a couple things here. I want to clean up my pipe network. I was thinking about the fact that I never connected the oil pipes from the field off to the east and to the south, and that's probably why I'm having issues over here. That's just, there's nothing in there. So I'm going to connect those, do some other general cleanup. I think I'm going to expand my red circuit factory up here because I should be able to build more above this line. And I'll see what else I can do. Away we go. I was chatting about this in Discord with Walter, trying to understand how fluids work, and it sounds like it's fine to just connect all of your fluids together. So that's kind of what I'm setting out to do here. Let me expand my red circuits, and then I'm going to see about. I might go ahead and connect in this oil field to the network along with this oil field. Just take some doing, but I should be able to do it. I think I can even further expand these. They all seem to be working, and I'm not running out of constituent materials, so let's see if I can add another 4 here. I might try to set up some more blue science here, but I gotta see if I can pipe the sulfuric acid up here. I should be able to, I think. So I got a biter attack, but it looks like the walls and the turret were able to deal with it. So I came back and took out the nest. I'm going to take out another one that's northwest of here. And I guess while I'm over here, I might go ahead and just set up pump jacks for this oil field, try to connect it into the main network. I guess this ends up creating more pollution out in this corner of the world, but what are you going to do? Got distracted. I was trying to make a bunch of blue assemblers here. Do that now. Got a blue circuit set up now, which is nice. It is eating all of my green circuits, which ain't great, but what are you going to do? I think I need this for making one of my sciences. Yeah. Yikes. Yellow science is going to be complicated. So it looks like I need to shore up green circuit production. I might try to do that at the distant base here. Back to connecting pipes. Making some oil tanks down here. I do need to clean this up and replace all of this with better oil refineries later, but I was just trying to get my petroleum gas output as high as possible here. I think the last big thing I want to do here is just go through all of my existing mines and saturate them with miners. And then I think I'm done. So I'm going to start working on that. And then once that's done, I'll put the finishing touches on. I'm going to split the VOD here just because I need to edit out something that I had a conversation off mute. I don't want to be in a Factorio VOD. I need to label the file so it's easy to find, so I'll be back in a second. And I'm already back. All right, off we go. Adding a couple more battery um, factories here, speed up the accumulators, other things. I think that's ultimately a good idea. Yeah, green circuits are a big problem right now, though. Gonna have to figure that out. Probably redirect these green circuits. Where are these coming from? The end of this line. I'm gonna see if I can shore up green circuit production back in the southeast base. Then we'll do this minor saturation thing. I guess I'll do the minor saturation thing while I'm visiting locations. May as well do both. Two birds, one stone, something, something. So I might bail on the saturating miners thing. I'm running low on time and I'm almost out of efficiency modules. I might see about trying to build a few more. That's green and red circuits, so I think I've got a space to do that. Just make one off this belt, that's fine. Well, I guess it'll burn through all of the red circuits. I guess I can do what I was doing earlier and just make a temporary facility that uses all my banked green and red circuits. I feel like that's probably the smarter thing to do here. The way I'm not having to handcraft them, you know? Okay, it's fine to have that run. That's going to take a while before it burns through all of it, I think. Saturating my mines is something I'll probably just set out to do next off-stream recording. You take a look and see how the accumulators are coming. Pretty well. Still like over 600 that are remaining to satisfy, but I think we'll get there. Slowly but surely. I should check and see how my concrete's doing. That was all just chest fed. Okay, I think this is probably fine. I'm really starting to like stretch things I can do to optimize things. So let me go sign off near the prettiest part of my my base so that when I sign in on the live stream, I can show off the nice looking part and then devolve into the belt weaving nightmare that is the other section of the base. Cool. I hope that was enjoyable. I don't know how watchable it is on fast forward. I've only really done fast forwarding for games like Animal Crossing and old school RuneScape. There might be too much camera movement. I might be running around too much. It might be hard to see what's going on. So this will be an experimental thing. Hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, I'll just find some other way to do this in the future. See ya.